Hey everyone, we're at the Park of the Canals today. This is a bit of prehistoric history here in Mesa, Arizona. Something that a lot of people don't really even know exists here, but there's some large sections of ancient canals by the Native Americans who lived here a long time ago, and we'll be able to look at them. They've been preserved here in this park, and they've made a botanical garden here, as well as a playground, and there's a section of the preserved park in the desert that we'll wander here in a little bit. So this bridge right here to the playground was built over one of the ancient Native American canals. So there's like 3 sections of canal that have been preserved here. This bridge goes over one of the smaller ones, and you can kind of see where the canal has been. And then they've got a really cool playground here. This high ridge right here is the largest canal out here. But it is also one that was used by the Mormon pioneers to begin their agriculture here in the 1880s. And they found the Native American canals in the areas where they were planning to use to bring water from the Salt River for their agriculture. And we know that they cleared out sections of these canals to start using them, and this is one of the sections that was cleared out to reuse from the Native Americans. And over here there's another canal that's smaller, and then further over is yet another. So there's 3 sections of canal running in the same area. And if you look right over this fence, you can't see it from here, but that's the modern day canal. And so they run parallel, and they preserve this section, and they put the modern day canal that uses to get water through the entire valley, and there's houses and areas that take that irrigation. So we'll walk along some of this ancient canal. Before this was preserved, there was, you can tell, but there was lots of motorcycles and ATCs and all-terrain vehicles that used to use this property, as well as some other sections that are now preserved, where there's a large mound over Brown Road and Date. And I even knew people that told me when they were a kid they would use them for jumps and all that stuff, but now it's all preserved. Some of the trails still remain, but I think looks like there's people that do ride bikes out here. it's just amazing to me that how they may have made this. They didn't have large equipment. They just had a lot of manpower, and with using probably baskets and rock axes and, you know, just a lot of manpower and time, would carve these out. And they covered miles and miles over the valley, and most of those are all used today by our modern canals.
If you can't tell from all of the noise, we are pretty close to Sky Harbor Airport, so there is a lot of flight activity. It's beautiful here in the morning before it gets too hot. One of the activities we've always liked to do, especially with our kids when we've come out here, is to look for Native American pottery remains. And David has always been very good at spotting it and picking it out. It's so neat to see the remnants of the people who once lived here. Find some?
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's a few pieces here. These are really interesting. That looks like the brim of the pot right there. You can see the curved edge. And it's cool that you can find this stuff out here that could be 1,000 years old, and just part of that ancient history. The hands that made this, that formed that little lip, they weren't manufacturing these on a large scale, or everything was handmade. And some of these are very delicate, you can see, very thin. Some were used for water, food, just like you would use a basket. Some of them are like plates. But you can find these over most of the valley. I remember even finding them over by my house. But we know that these people, these are what they've been called the Hohokam, which is interpreted by the Native Americans as the people that disappeared, or the people that are gone, because that's what the Native Americans said to the settlers that were coming in. And who made these? Who made the canals? Who made these pit houses? They would say Hohokam, meaning the people that disappeared. And anyway, we're going to leave them right here. These are called leverites, meaning leave them right here so other people can enjoy. Maybe you can come out here and find them. This is one of the smaller sections of preserved canal right here. And this is also the one that the bridge at the playground crosses over. But it's just really cool that this is an ancient Native American canal. You can still see it today. Probably 1,000 years old. And this, the ground is just hard pack. They would also find a lot of river rock lining it in areas. I think that was probably to help reduce erosion. But there's this natural cement that occurs out in the desert here in Arizona. It's called caliche, and you'll find it, usually it's everywhere, but it's under a couple of feet of ground where they're digging a swimming pool or a basement, and they just hit this natural cement. the canals right here, undoubtedly, these Native Americans lived right here. Where we're finding the pottery, they probably had pit houses, communities all along these canals, these sections of the canals. We're finding pieces of pottery and we're putting them back all along this section. But it's just really cool.
If you come out here in the winter, it looks a lot different because it's a lot more lush and green. You notice it's pretty dried up, all the grass. We had a lot of rain this spring, so there was a lot of growth, and it was so beautiful to come out here and just see the green contrast with the pink and the reds. But it is very dry right now. It is July, so a little warm. You've had a good time coming along with us to visit Park of the Canals, and we hope you get a chance to visit it sometime yourself. It's really a great place and so interesting to see the history of this Mesa area. Until next time, see you later.
Are you sure you want to do this? Here, hold on. Here, take it with you. Whoa. Hey, you're way up there. You gonna be okay?
I don't know. Can't hang on much longer. I don't want to fall.